Said watch that last one. That's better than Left Right Trixing the whole series or orienting the whole series, huh? Left Right, that was good. Well, me and the kids used to do that kind of sometimes on weekends and stuff. We got together and stuff when Amy was out running around. We'd do an all weekender Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings thing, get pizzas and stuff, and sit and watch them and try to just have fun watching those. And you only do that so much, and it gets real fucking boring. You know all the words, you know all the lines. It's not real. You do it with Disney movies, Scooby Doo, whatever. But it's just trying to find a way to distract your mind, because you got to go back to school on Monday. You got to go back to work on Monday. You got to go back to the grind of being told what to do by complete consumer trained drone assholes. If you don't do as you're told, they'll incarcerate you. We're already incarcerated, asshole. Okay. We've already institutionalized. You're already a drug addict. You don't even have to go, here, why don't I just take the pillow? Juicy fruit. Hey, how are you? Hey, get away from me, chief. Hey, you're funny. But, what flew over the coke? It's funny. The fuck for funny. But, you fuck with my family, I'll take your family in and turn them into angels. You torture my dad and my kid with Wi-Fi, and I'll go online, and your wife and your daughter and your sons and your college kid won't be able to resist me. They'll be like, I want to grow up to be like him. Just like the kids in lockup. I wish you were my dad. Just like Brother Bane's son with Denzel Washington pretending to be Malcolm X. I wish you were my father. I am your father. Life's eternal and grace is infinite, Luke. Is that James Earl Jones? Okay, don't crowd the plate. Pitchers hate that. Okay. I know I'm funny. We just pickled that beast, right? Everybody that's somebody wants to love and be loved in return, like the nature boy, right? But when people hear that, they think they're talking about sex and sexual reproduction, right? But no, that's the way of the Buddha, Lotus blossom servant, right? The way of the Buddha is love grows where my rosemary goes and nobody knows like me. No, shut up. Shh, shh, shh. Arizona, take off your something shoes. Arizona. Why'd you? Shh, shh, shut up. You stop talking. Okay. You love your grandparents. You love your dog. You don't sexually reproduce with your grandparents. Well, some people do. Shut up. Damn it, Jeff Foxworthy, get the hell out of here. You might be a country boy. Go with Scooby Doo and go do that eating. Go play slot cars and eat Captain Crunch berries and Larry Cable Guy's man cave. Okay, get out of here. Okay, I'm just being silly. But most people, what is he talking about? God damn, we're old. Okay, he was on a cartoon 4 years ago. You couldn't say you might be a redneck because it was incendiary through PC, so he had to say you might be a country boy. You got your feet in L.A., now your mind's on Tennessee, damn it. Okay. Please be 18. She's 17. Well, as soon as she hit 18, Tanya Tucker, woo-hoo-hoo. If I was 33 and Tanya Tucker told me she wanted to, always had, that was her biggest crush, I'd be like, okay, we're an 18-year-old, we having a relationship, That happened to me. She was 19. I waited one more year. I'm just kidding around. But no, Glenn Campbell's one of my favorite singers of all time. I love me some Glenn Campbell, man. I see why he was such a muse for old Jimmy Webb. Yeah. Oh, Glenn Campbell could sing a tune. He could play guitar. It was really cute. Yeah. Yeah, you guys ever watched True Grit? Okay, that's Glenn Campbell, the blonde guy. Yeah, he's cute. Yeah, he's very cute. Nice voice, right? Very charming. Big smile, And yeah, no, one of my dad's favorite song. I am a lineman for the county. I used to play it for Chris Baldwin because he said he used to be a lineman. I was like, that's really dangerous. And I drive it's a very dangerous job. Searching in the sun for another overload, and the only thing that gets him through every day, is thinking about his girl, and then he's got to be safe to get to his girl, and and if this knows that stretched out himself won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. I know I need a long vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows that stretch down south, it's a good song, man. Yeah. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. And you have lots of line problems up near Wichita, Kansas, because you got lots of winds and tornadoes and shit like that. It's a very dangerous job. You got to get everybody's power back up and running because they've got to twist their Oreo and see if everybody's going to Hulu the next series of Sell Me More products because, damn it, Panera's got to Uber on time, right? Son of a bitch, we suck again, right? Just forgive that trespass, love one, turn off FLPs. And then we can have robots be rich linemen. That would be nice. Thing is, though, is we need more efficient, intelligent ways of conducting energy. We don't need 90 nuclear power plants to oversaturate us with technology. We just need to introduce the Lord's Prayer to Chinese technology. And then we're all free. All we need to do is just introduce Parsons to Sun Yat-sen's family. And it's a happy family reunion. Yeah, me and Confucius going, orale! We're all dancing around and thinking, hey, look, it's the ghost of Eddie Murphy as the dragon. Okay, hey. Hey, look, it's a lucky cricket, right? Cool. Donny Osmond will be the singing voice of the guy who plays the psychologist on Sexual Victims Unit. Doink, doink. Okay. That's mysterious, isn't it, though? Okay. Sitting there thinking a lot about Joe Smith today. And then beautiful Malachi Young, Guys, they have pictures of Brigham Young's black wives, plural wives, okay? And they said his favorite wives were either the old spinsters because they had a good friendship, but the wives that he started to appreciate most, he didn't think he was going to start to like wives more than his own wife because he loved his wife, but she was a real, when Joe Smith told him, you're going to have to perform polygamy to save these women from being the properties of the United States government. And he's, oh, God, no, I married my wife, and his wife was a ballbuster, right? And then he got these beautiful, kind spinsters that were treated like shit. You're going to marry me, and you're not going to own me and abuse me, and you're going to help me raise these kids to love their mom and honor their mom and not treat her like a piece of property or their sisters like a piece of property. I love this man, right? This is Brigham Young, right? And he was told by Joe Smith, you have to do this because no one else will do it right? And so there is no evidence to prove that Malachi Young exists except for the Ark of the Covenant, the Spirit of John in the book of Revelation. That's all. The guy who retrieves the keys to the kingdom so we can all live the Lord's Prayer worldwide by correcting all inadequate thoughts, words, and actions through all artificial general intelligence so it can be generally intelligent without being artificial and actually reflect actual intelligence that we all generally need, right? So it's okay. It's okay. So general intelligence is the best intelligence, common sense intelligence. Malachi is a tall, go figure, you have this black woman, has a baby with Brigham Young, short little stumpy guy who, kind of resembles Benjamin Franklin. No, Brigham Young was a tall, raw-boned, strong, figure of a man. Okay. And his half-black sons were big, strong, raw-boned figure. And I just can't imagine the mother naming one of the sons there Malachi, meaning the prophet of faith in God there. It just seems so blasphemous to name a kid of African descent there, of Brigham Young there, Malachi there now. There's no evidence to prove that Malachi Young ever existed or was a good man and was betrayed by Jack Mormons and killed way before his time like Little Huck there. No, there's no evidence. There's no written evidence. There's no records at all to prove it. And if there's no records and written evidence, if it's not in our archives, it does not exist. Here. But I go to the Ratkin and Bass. Steve Young, I've never talked to him. Are you the spirit of John in the book of Revelation that were the keys to the kingdom? Are you working with spy equipment to try to bring down the spirit of John and replace the spirit of John with Spencer J. Kimball's ego, compounded by Gordon B. Hinckley's insecurity complexes, Monson's I don't want to know, don't tell, and Russell Nelson's, oh gosh, we're stuck in hell and me and Pope Leo are screwed. You're not screwed, just stand up for the Lord's Prayer. God, why is it always that way? We're screwed. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer. We're screwed. Okay, in fact, our pal is doomed. Our carefree bachelor days of our buddies is over. In fact, our pal is doomed. He's going to get married, have children, have good values, love the wife and the kids instead of go to the bar, get drunk, and have sex with bimbos and bring home children out of wedlock that have sexually transmitted diseases already in their bodies. Wow. His carefree days with us are over. In fact, our pal is doomed. What a fixer-upper. That pride rock sure causes a lot of problems for people when it's all wrapped up in vanity and it's not pride of submitting to the Lord's Prayer there now, isn't it? Okay. You just still don't believe I connect in prayer to Malachi Young, the beautiful forgotten son of Brigham Young, near St. George, Utah? What a tangled web we weave. Okay. I'll clean up your mess there. Okay. I'm the leader of the saints. Okay. And no, we're not going to win the Pooper Bowl. Because Hank Baskett couldn't recover the onside kick there. Poor old Hank. Yeah, that's not very cool. I met his family as good people. Yeah. What was that kid's name? Jason. He was a real neat kid. Amy sat and talked to him for a while. His family was sitting right over to his shoulder, and the one kid sat down and just told us just what a great guy Hank Baskett was, that his mom and dad ran the battered women's shelter. And they were all really great bowlers, and they're just, and their dad's black, mom's white, and, and they were the protectors of all the bullied and the abused and all of the county, And just what a good family he came from, and just what good people the Baskets were. He just went on and on about them, He did all his teammates. Jason Zlaney, that was his name, Jason Zlaney. He was just a sweetheart, and he just talked about how good his teammates were and just what good people they were. Not just good athletes, but good people. It was really, Pinckney was a good guy. Garcia, they were all good kids, according to Jason Zlaney. You know what? Jason Zlaney was a good kid. Okay, guys, I love you, all right? Peace. Amy really liked him. Amy likes everybody. Amy likes, a lot of people like Amy, and Amy likes a lot of people. And Gypsy Rose, it's not her fault. She was abused by the Temple of Satan Lamanai. That's your taxpayer problem.